Channels are good here. Okay. All right, I think that one's going all right. Get my angle okay. Hello, good morning, everybody. Going live here on Sunday afternoon for the guitar and improvisation live stream. Thanks for joining. So, check everything's good. I don't think I'm going live on, doesn't look like I'll be going live on Instagram unless I get something figured out here in a second. But welcome. I welcome your comments. Hello, Jeffrey. Your number one fan is back. Move the live stream around here to the afternoon. Sometimes I'm going to need to move around a little bit. Just for scheduling and stuff like that. But I thought I'd be able to get on Instagram, but it's not looking like it. All right, well, that's okay. All right, so talking guitar, talking improvisation. Just released the affirmation video. Yesterday, so I think that turned out pretty well. I actually released a short, YouTube short the day before and ended up re-recording for my main lesson video. And I've given some talks on the tune, including on the chords, as well as did a live stream for the lessons and talks the other day membership area here on YouTube on phrasing and some technique kind of topics on that tune. So maybe I'll talk a little bit about that tune in general and talk about any improvisation type things. Some things that have been on my mind recently have been pentatonics and melodic structures. So those are some things that I think I may do some videos on in the near future. So got a request for Hey Joe, as performed by Hendrix. So I'm not necessarily doing a request on this talk, but great tune. Well, while questions and things come in, I will play a little bit and let me know if you have any questions on any videos that you've seen on my channel, and or any kind of improvisation things that you feel would be interesting to hear about, or if you kind of see me noodling around and have any particular questions, let me know. So do a little playing. And then we'll continue our talk from there. Okay. All right. What's the most challenging Matheny tune? Yeah, good question. So yeah, that's a hard one to answer. Um, Not quite sure. I mean, there are many that are pretty challenging. There's actually really a lot of tunes too. Uh, so so yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts on the most challenging Matheny tune to play? It's so varied, and there are some things that are difficult in different ways. There's some melodic things like "Go Get It," which are fairly maybe not particularly hard to solo on necessarily, but the melody and the tempo is just really pretty blazing fast. There are other things where you have different chord changes that are challenging to navigate. Um, so yeah, it's hard to say, but let's see. I feel like I get a little distortion here. I should go for a slightly cleaner tone. A little sleepy today, so getting up really early in the morning lately, and so I'll play some laid back kinds of things. So yeah, it's challenging Matheny tune. So there a minute ago, I was noodling around a little bit on the changes to Stella by Starlight, which I'm considering playing, doing a little arrangement on for this next week, and so that's a tune that's just really a classic and one that's really fun to improvise on. So maybe I'll do a little bit more with that as we go here. Your number one fan asks my favorite. A favorite kind of probably depends on my mood, I guess. I really like Follow Me a lot. I would like to record that. I really like James. Yeah, so many great tunes. Travels is probably one of my favorites to listen to and play. Oftentimes when I'm getting waiting for a student or something, I'll play a little bit of Travels on the steel string there. All right, I'll do a little single line and mixing it up maybe a little bit on Still by Starlight. Okay, let's see. All right, welcome Bennett, Jude, Arthur, hello. All right, so, all right, welcome Jeffrey. Glad you're here, glad you made it. Mixing up the time a little bit here today. So, pentatonic type scales that you can use to play changes. Let's talk about maybe Stella by Starlight here. Devashish says, how is the Yamaha FD 280? I don't know. I haven't played that one. I haven't played that tune. Or I mean, I haven't played that guitar, so I'm not sure. I don't have experience with it. So let's say we have a E minor 7 flat 5. How can we use a pentatonic type scale on this tune? I think I've talked about this a little bit before, but so if you're regular, you might have seen me talk about this before. But here's a real simple way to work with this chord, which is actually maybe a little bit hard to work with in some respects. You can take the E minor pentatonic and alter it so that it fits it better. So take the fifth and just lower it a half step. Okay, so if you're used to this position 12. Okay, take that fifth of the scale. Of the pentatonic scale, take the fifth note of it, excuse me. The fifth from the root. Sorry guys, I'm pretty wiped today, all mixed up. Take the fifth from the root and lower that one. And then play the rest all the same. So let's see how that sounds on E minor 7 flat 5. Here's another little thing that you can do. Take a couple notes, 4 notes, and then repeat it up. So right, that's a good way to practice it. And it sounds, fairly musical. We go to A7. Say we're thinking A7 flat 9. Also use pentatonics. So if you take the altered scale, or the take the dominant pentatonic. Let's say you take the dominant pentatonic and lower the 9. Graphical processing unit says, hit me with augmented and diminished chords. Sure, yeah, we can talk about that. Actually, this particular moment is a pretty good example of that. So if you have A7, and let's say you have A7 flat 13. You have an augmented triad in this within this chord sound. A augmented. And then also within the flat 9 sound, there's a diminished 7th chord. Or if you're looking for just strictly diminished triads, then of course you could find just a B flat diminished triad. And so if the chord, something is going like A7 and you have a flat 9, then you can play a diminished triad or diminished 7. Yeah, so and then what I did earlier there, we've got another question from Wilfred. Yeah, the half diminished that came just before this other chord, the E minor 7 flat 5. Half diminished is another name for that. So those would be the same chord. We have a lot of naming conventions. So E minor 7 flat 5 is another way of saying E half diminished. So that gives you that sound there. So it's like a diminished triad. So you get root, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7. So interesting, to tie this in with what graphical processing unit asked about diminished chords. As you play this change, E minor 7, flat 5 to A7 flat 9, you can actually play an E minor 7 flat 5 triad and then play E diminished 7th. So the half diminished, you don't want to take that too literally, because it's kind of not really, the half part of that is not really like a half in the sense. It's actually just one note different. So if you have an E diminished 7, then you have a natural 6 from the root, or a double flat 7. And then if you have the flat 7, then you have this, just one note is different, D versus D flat. So play Satin Doll. So I'm not really doing requests, but and it's been a while since I played that, but it's gonna go like that. So yeah, diminished. Yeah, actually that. Got a D7 there. But let's see. So back to this diminished and augmented. So you can check out the A7. Once you get to the A7, then you can really play that, kind of augmented triad. On that A7. So yeah, thanks for your question and all that. that's a little change. You can play D flat 7. So I think I did a video on that many years ago, Set and Doll. Perhaps I should revisit that one. So all right, so pentatonics, something to check out and think about. And when you play, let's say on this A7, if you want to incorporate it, the augmented into that flat 9 sound, you can kind of do that by taking the dominant pentatonic and alter it even further, you know. Okay, what's the forbidden riff? Is that a Stairway to Heaven? I don't know what the forbidden riff is. Anybody get to check out the affirmation video? Curious to know if you check that out at all, if you had any experience with that. That's an updated video. My old affirmation video, I just checked in on it. It had 40,000 views, which is kind of cool. So that is pretty neat to see. Yeah, Stairway to Heaven is really cool. You've got some really good nice voice leading and nice voice. You know, that's pretty cool. I mean, even in any context or any genre, that's a pretty neat voicing there. Put that over A. You get a minor major 9. You know, just that second voicing. So, so pretty cool. Tune. I am working with that through for one of my students. And he's doing great on it. So, oops, what did I do there? All right. Hope you all don't mind me kind of fumbling through some things today. I'm just didn't even pick up the guitar since recording that affirmation yesterday morning. Ended up re-recording it and kind of continue. I had made some progress on the mix ahead of that, so I did get a little, and I had pretty much recorded all the lesson content, but I thought, well, I'm gonna re-record that. And I'm glad I did. Actually, I did kind of like the recording I did for the YouTube short, but there was just some things I wanted to do a little differently, and so I went ahead and did that. So, folks watching, if you could like and subscribe, support the channel, spread the word. Let's see if I can get this going. Get my fancy little like and subscribe. All right. So, folks have probably heard me talking about baseball and stuff. I thought I'd mention my son did end up making the tournament team. So, I mentioned that he was trying out, I think, a couple live streams ago, and so he made it. So it's pretty exciting to see that going on. From where did you learn to play guitar? Well, I had lessons as a teenager, and I learned from various teachers. Um, but I say um, one thing is I've been very interested in it. So I I'll also kind of learn by just exploring it. Just watching people play, listening to people play, and um, I think when it comes to teachers, and I come across this a lot. I think with uh, students. Oops, I haven't released that just yet, but um, is um, especially adult students. It's more like guidance and help, that things that will make your journey quicker and easier and prevent you from picking up bad habits and things, and all that. Whereas you you're gonna end up doing kind of, I think, what you're interested in outside of the lesson, and of course you'll get specific type things to work on. But I think it's important to come with questions and have your own kind of personal interests. It's maybe a little different than taking a class or something like that. It's almost like I think you have to be actively learning, which I think actively learning on your own, which I think most of us do. I don't know. Please share your thoughts on that. I don't know Evanescence Broken, but thanks for joining us today. William Gonzalez, I do not sing. So I mean, I do sing sometimes just for my students, and recitals, but I'm not a singer for sure. Let's see. Um, Devashish says, can you suggest me? I want to learn acoustic from basics to intermediate level. Best YouTube channels. I'm not sure. Laura Bateman might be good. She kind of comes to mind. So, but one thing I would really recommend to folks with YouTube is to work with a teacher. Get someone who can give you feedback and listen to you and watch you. Because when you skip that step, technique can suffer, and it can take longer to learn. But it's just my 2 cents on that. Yeah, I want to take a moment to recognize our members here on the channel of Lessons and Talks and exclusive updates. So exclusive updates helps to support the channel by making a small monthly contribution, and I post some updates on some things and a little bit of behind the scenes things, and then Lessons and Talks, where we do right now we're doing 2 live streams for members per week, and get the podcast video. So lots of value there for Lessons and Talks as well. So I want to recognize some of our members and just say a quick thank you to all of them for being a member. Jason L, DNR's Corner, Danielle, Del, Osvaldo, Jacob, Osvaldo, Udo, Nathan, and Chaz. So thank you for being a contributing member of the channel. We're working to grow and contribute to your learning experience, or just like to know what some of the behind the scenes things are going on. Oftentimes I actually put the affirmation video up, or not the affirmation, but the melody video up early for members, if I can get it done early enough, which wasn't the case this past week, but folks can check that out. All right. East Duo, I don't know what that is, but okay, welcome. Definitely not Rod. Hello, welcome. Jeffrey makes a great suggestion to Devashish. Get a Bob Dylan songbook. Yeah, absolutely. That would be a great start on that. All right. Hello, Try Nguyen. Welcome. There's way too many nice things in that room. Yeah. Well, yeah, we've got some ukuleles here. They're not particularly like high level instruments. They're kind of like beginner level instruments, most of these, but yeah, I've got some things that I use for putting stuff together. I will say I'm streaming on vertical as well as horizontal, so if you hear me talking to somebody and you don't see them in the chat, that's why. Also streaming to Facebook and directly to my website. Check out my website, fretprince.com, where we also have the 2 live streams per week, and also opportunity to meet on WebEx on there towards the end of my Saturday live stream, member live stream. Also the Fret Prince neck and a bunch of exercises. I just did a bunch of exercises on Blue Bossa, which are based on these melodic structures that I've been talking about in the last couple of weeks, and just completed those. So we have 5 of those, and those are all in my my feed on the website, fretprince.com, which is kind of a member area. But I don't know if you've heard of Sound Slice, but it's a really cool service, which they have their own website, so check them out. But also I can put an exercise on there and embed it into the website, and you can practice with the tabs or a standard notation, and I include a backing track, and it's all synced in, so you can actually do an exercise and hear how it sounds, with a backing track all at the same time, and not get lost because it scrolls along with you. You can loop sections, and it's really pretty amazing. So we have a 14-day free trial, so try it out. Cancel at any time. Fretprince.com. Actually, maybe I'll do a little noodling around on Blue Bossa. Let's see what we got here. I'll mute my microphone as we do this because I kind of don't like the sound of the strings clicking on the microphone. So So a couple of weeks ago, I did a chord melody video on that tune, so check that out as well. Bill Marcus, that guitar is a piece of art. Yeah, this is a really excellent guitar. So yeah, I really appreciate this instrument, and yeah, it sounds great, plays great. It's the Ibanez AS200 from the mid 2010s. Definitely not Rod said, who's your favorite guitarist? Yeah, I really I would say, yeah, Pat Metheny is probably my favorite guitarist. But it's like songs and like tunes. It's kind of like, what are you in the mood to listen to? Sometimes it might be Bill Frisell or Barney Kessel, or Wes Montgomery or Charlie Christian, or Mundell Lowe. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to stay on here for a couple minutes more. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for chatting with me. I really do appreciate it. And I'm glad I could answer a few questions. I hope folks had a good experience today. And like I said, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out some of the playlists, the Learn Tunes. Quite a few tunes there to work on. No, I don't know the Hungarian sonata, but thank you for your request. So check that out. Did Stairway to Heaven a little bit earlier. So thanks for checking all that out. But I'll be coming out with a video on Saturday mornings and sometimes midweek. Fell behind a little bit on my production here recently, but hopefully getting back on track. But have actually been releasing a video every Saturday morning for at least 2 months, maybe 3. So that's encouraging that I've been able to maintain that. But each week is different. Each day is different. Sometimes it's hard to release, but I'm hoping I can release something midweek this week on just kind of an improvisation topic and do a little bit more of my podcast. So check out the podcast, ways you can support the channel, help us out here with our growth and everything. Check out the merch store. I've got some books there. Um, and yeah, spread the word and all that. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for checking this out. I hope you have a great day and enjoy your practice session.